gal, her name is Lorelai, and Lorelai's got a big problem on her hands. She got knocked up by this guy. His name's Christopher. And Christopher would rather be traveling the world than dealing with a little baby. His dad, Strobe, was a heartless brute and wanted Lorelai to end it. His mom, Francine, couldn't deal with anything. Her parents, Richard and Emily, came up with a plan. But Lorelai, she just said, screw it. She went to the hospital all by herself and in the middle of the night sometime after, packed up all of her stuff, the baby, the stroller, and headed down.
Stars, Hollow.
15 years later, Lorelai's daughter, her name is Lorelai, but everyone calls her
Bree,
is now the same age as when she got knocked up. But she's nothing like her mother, except they were both addicted to coffee. They ate lots of takeout, speak a mile a minute with an encyclopedic knowledge of every pop culture reference in the history of the world. Their relationship is no ordinary mother-daughter relationship. They're actually friends. And Rory acted more like the mother, and Lorelai acted more like the teenager. Living in Stars Hollow, they're pretty much on their own. She was the manager of the Independence Inn, where she lived for a while after leaving her parents' home. She now works with her best friend, Suki, who is the most amazing chef, but also a little klutzy. Her other co-worker is a very snarky Frenchman, Michelle, who runs the front desk. Many years before, Lorelai saved every dollar she made at the inn and eventually bought a very cozy house with a very odd floor plan that randomly changes without explanation. And her life was pretty idyllic until her daughter applied for a school she could not afford. So one day, she shows up at a very large mansion, which will magically change the next episode we see it. And again, the next season. Anyways, her mother, Emily, answers the door. Is it Easter already? They walk into the living room. Sits down. It is awkward. Then her dad, Richard, enters and asks,
Christmas already? You need money. Need money. So, you need money.
for money. That's why she went to the only people she swore she would never ask for help. Her mom and her do not have the same relationship that she has with her daughter. So Emily swooped down on this opportunity and manipulated her. In exchange for covering tuition of the very fancy private school named Chilton, she must agree to have cocktails and a gourmet meal with their only grandchild every Friday night. So Lorelai said, all right. Instead of robbing a bank, she was forced to eat lobster thermidor. Now, life in Stars Hollow is just about as cozy as things get. There's a gazebo covered in twinkle lights. They never celebrate the same festival twice, or do they? Fall is the best time of year, and Lorelai has a special knack for smelling snow. Now this guy, we're going to call him Kirk, if that's what his real name is. Some people call him the Swan Boy, or Mick. He's got a lot of jobs. I wonder what he's hiding. Every so often, the town gathers at Miss Patty's, the local dance studio, for a town hall meeting where the local curmudgeon, town selectman Taylor, rules with his gavel. For his only friend, Lane, must hide her true identity from her overly protective first-day Adventist Korean antique store owning mom. He is secretly a rock star. Rory has a stalker. His name is Dean, and he observes her every move until he makes his, pretending to like books, movies, and all the things that she's into. He even builds her a car, but he's got some anger issues. When the other boys give her a little attention, he always causes a fight. Once Rory starts going to Chilton, she meets Paris, her arch nemesis. She's smart, quick, focused. She has her own little pack of mean girls, Madeline and Louise, and she always has to be number one. Now, at the local coffee shop, there is a bit of tension when Lorelai eventually falls for the coffee shop owner. His name is Luke, and he is cranky. He wears plaid and a backwards baseball cap, which she gave him, by the way. But the real question is, will they or won't they?